Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to another TouchDesigner tutorial. In this tutorial I'm gonna show you how I built this gravitational blobs using the T3D toolkit made by Josef Pelz. So first of all, thank you Joseph for creating this amazing toolkit or new family operators for 3D textures, and with them we can create really nice volumes and explore different possibilities that we can't explore with just like normal tops. So big shout out to Joseph. I won't be able to share with you this project file, so you need to follow along with the tutorial. First, you need to basically download Joseph's toolkit from his Patreon. So go to his Patreon and just download the last version. I'm gonna focus on the spherical shape, and then you can basically change it to a cube and change the noise that is during these blobs and any other parameters. As you can see, when I rotate the shapes, the blobs are basically changing. The gravity is basically changing according to the rotation. So I'm gonna show you how I made it. Yeah, let's start. So I'm gonna put this to the side, and I have a new TouchDesigner project file over here. Let's delete everything. So after you download Joseph's toolkit from Patreon, you can basically drag it into your project file like this, and in the right top corner you can see the T3D button. You can right click on it, you can remove it, you can change the color of the operators. So if you click on the create dialog, you can see the T3D toolkit or family operators with the same colors. So these are all the new operators for 3D textures. Alright, let's start. So let's put a constant job for our resolution. Let's make it 128. You can go higher, you can go lower. It really depends on your system. Let's add a shape from the T3D toolkit. So this is like a sphere. You can also make a box, doors, whatever you want. Let's start with the sphere and add a null. Make it like a bit far, and this is like the density. Then density. This is our density. We need to render it. So let's have a surface operator, which basically rendering the density with the ray marching algorithm. And you can also change the surface threshold and the material that we're gonna play later on. Let's add the render top. So the surface operator acts like a geo. It's actually a geo. Um, so the render takes it, and we can also add an out. Sorry, what happened? An out. Let's change the resolution of the render. Change the pixel format, anti-aliases. You can go lower if your computer can't handle it. Let's go up to our project panel and change it to the same resolution. And in the panel tab, toggle the left, middle, and right, and the use mouse wheel. And now we can split our screen. Choose panel over here, and you can drag the project panel, make it smaller. Go inside. Let's put a camera from the palette tools, and camera viewport. And and in the camera, let's reference our project like this, because it's like we're inside the project, and drag the camera viewport into the camera on the render. Now you can see our sphere, but it's black because we need a light, so let's add a light. Great, and we have our sphere over here, and we can rotate it, and we can reset the camera with H. Just press H, and let's make it auto rotate. Alright, let's start by building the simulation. So after the shape, let's make a feedback, and also we need to reference our resolution into the shape like this, and let's make it smaller, and we don't need the softness, so we put a feedback. This is like regular feedback basically from the top, but we can also put the T3D feedback, which is basically the same thing, because like feedback top supports 3D textures, but let's use the T3D operator feedback with the color, so we'll know this is like a 3D texture. Let's introduce a keyboard in for resetting the feedback, and put another null, call it and feedback, and drag it into the feedback. Alright, so nothing happens. Surprise. Let's add the gravity with the transform. You can go lower like this, so the sphere will start falling. This is something like this. Right. Now we want to create this blob, so after the feedback, put a blur. Make the passes 2 and double step. And then we need a slope and a noise. Let's change the resolution of the noise. In the noise tab, make the harmonics 0, offset 0, amplitude to 1, and we can animate the fourth dimension. Ups time.seconds, 0.35. Let's multiply those two together and add a displace. Connect those two like this, and connect it into the null. Reset, and you don't see anything. It's like too strong, so let's decrease the strength to something like this. Now you can see the blobs. Alright. Okay. Now we want to wrap all of it in a circle. So let's make it like a bit far. And let's copy the shape, because it's also referenced with the resolution. Make it 0.5 and softness 0.1. You can see the blobs also disappears after a while, so you can play around with the strength of the displays or make the gravity less, like maybe something like this. Okay, let's wrap it with a sphere just by multiplying it like this. Right. So we have the spherical shape now. We can also play around with the threshold over here. I think in my example it was something like this. Yeah, cool. Let's now show you how to basically make the gravity that when we rotate it, it will fall down like this. Oops, sorry. So for that, I'm gonna use a component that I built for this. I'm gonna share it in my Patreon page. Let me just grab it over here. Alright, so this is like the transform vector. Basically, it's gonna take like an object. An object can be like a camera or a geo or any component that you can rotate, basically. So when you drag this camera viewport into here, you can see we have our vector. So let's reset our camera. So we have our vector over here. Okay. And when I rotate the camera, the vector is basically transforms according to the rotation metrics of the camera. It's a bit like simple linear algebra math. So now what we can do is we can reference the this one here, and then when we rotate, it falls down. You can't really see it because of the light, so actually let's add it like an ambient light. And we can choose like a nice color. So it's basically falling down according to our rotation. You can also decrease the strength of the displays. All right, let's put the sphere that wraps the whole thing. So spheres up, spheres up. All right, connected to a geo, and obviously we need to make it less scale. Let's make it also a polygon and increase the frequency, so we can't see our blobs anymore. Alright, well, now we can see them. Sorry. So make it big, like scale it until you don't see the blobs. Something like this for now. We can tweak it later. Let's add a fung material. drag it, and we can make the diffuse a bit lower, like 0.5 over here. And now we want the alpha to be not uniform, so go here and make the alpha not uniform and put it something like this. I'm just gonna put the numbers that I put in the actual example. And you can also change it later. I toggle this one also. In the comment tab, toggle the blending and put it on this one. This is what I did for some reason. You can obviously play around. Also, I toggle off the right depth values. Alright. Not bad at all. Great. So we can also put like an environment light with like just a simple texture from them TouchDesigner examples. You can change it also. And now we need to play around with the material. So I chose to do like a PBR material. The metallic was something like this. Let me put the actual numbers so you can see it. All right. And then the last thing I did is I also the surface operator has like another input, which is the color. So I basically created a 3D texture to basically take the colors. I wanted the colors to basically be like a kind of circle gradient, that the blobs inside will have different colors from the more outside blobs. So for that, what I did is I took two spheres. So I'm gonna copy them like this. One, I just made it a bit smaller, and I subtract those two, and I can see that the blobs are disappearing after very fast. So we can increase the strength. All right. So two spheres. One of them is a bit smaller. I'm subtracting them, and then I have like kind of like the edge. One of them I flipped, the first one. By flipping, I mean the range from 0 to 1 to 1 to 0. Then I I clamped it from 0 to 1, and we can have like a new, make it color, and you can see now this gradient, and you can change the colors. The colors that I chose were this one. For the first one, you can also change the background color if you want later and explore, and I think it was red. Yeah, something like this. So in the middle it's like kind of green, and then it's becoming like white. Alright, so I think after that I used like maybe increasing, yeah, something like this. Um After that I blurred a bit the edges of the sphere, so with the ramp, this is just like past effects. So with the ramp, circle ramp, extended left black, and let's flip those two like this. So we have like a circle, and with the Luma blur, so now you can see we can blur the edges a bit. And I used a bloom filter from David Brown's shared folder. You can go to his GitHub. So if you search David Brown TouchDesigner on GitHub, go to his GitHub, and he shared like a TouchDesigner folder with a lot of components. So you can download the folder, and I have got it in my components, and you can go to the tops and drag the bloom filter. You can put it like this, and threshold all the way to 0, enable blur too, and increase it a bit. Right, looking good. And obviously you can play around, you can raise the resolution if your computer can handle this. Maybe the material, make it more like metallic vibes. You can play with the colors, obviously. And obviously you can create not a sphere but like a cube instead. It's like just changing this one to a cube, and also this one to like a cube, and you just have like a cube instead. You can also in the funk material actually make the right values. No, sorry, not this one. So it's like a bit looking a bit different. Change again the colors, maybe change the background color of also, and yeah, and also play around with the noise. Yeah, this is it pretty much. You can really play around and see what results you're getting. The idea here is basically creating like kind of like mimicking the workflow of like normal tops, but in like 3D space. So it's really a bit sometimes confusing, but like when you get it and you realize that you have like another dimension, the possibilities are like really endless. Also with 2D textures, the possibilities are endless. So with 3D textures it's like more. I hope you like it, and I hope you will play around with it and found it useful. Yeah, and if you have any questions, please let me know on Instagram or in my Patreon. I'm gonna share this component, of course. Um, yeah, and have a nice day. Thank you for watching. See you in the next tutorial. Bye bye.